righteous, so I just recorded like a 10-minute clip just to have it like not like download or just to have my video stop like right in the middle. Um, so pretty much, um, yeah, wanted to talk about how RuneScape is like a third person perspective, is like a third person's perspective on like an entirely different kind of like experience and life. And a lot of people think that RuneScape is like for fucking fags, and I strongly disagree. I think RuneScape is actually a lot more of like playing RuneScape is actually a lot better than like making money. And see, me in real life, I am a high net worth individual. I really like I really like that about my life, Um, I like money. I like, meeting new people, especially women. I mostly don't do anything to impress men, just you guys, Mostly like I don't work out in the gym to like impress men. I work out to like do it for myself kind of thing. RuneScape is different, and my like gift of contribution is like making videos and stuff. And I have like a few like projects that I'm working on to like contribute to society and stuff. Kind of like how people did like back with like certain things like back in the day, like a, you don't see too much of it anymore, but people like building stuff for the sake of just contributing something to society. Um, I don't think that people in general really understand that RuneScape, if you see it the right way, is like really like is like you are your character. Your character and your experience and your levels and your gains and your money and your uh is like even like more valuable than anything you can possess in real life. The best thing you can possess in real life is like a full like setup to play RuneScape plus like a mattress, and that's all a man needs. Yeah, well, and maybe like, a microwave and like a stove, and like a refrigerator, and like a kitchen. Um, I don't really think that people understand what RuneScape means to those of us who play. So I want to put this video out there to make people understand. I play RuneScape because basically, to me, for the longest time, it was a dumb little game that I played to like. It was like a dumb little game that I played to like almost. It was like a dumb little game that I played almost like to, well, at least I thought it was like a dumb little game, and then I realized what it really was is the reason why RuneScape is so addicting and fun is because it really is like a second life. It's like a third party, like a third person's perspective on like a character that, RuneScape land is like not as fictional as it really seems. But the world of RuneScape is much better than anything that can logically exist in uh, like a regular like human existence. Like, what if RuneScape is like you can go into like a cave and like kill like giant fucking monsters. Like what I'm doing right now is kill like giant fucking monsters. Like giants, you know. Oh, were these things just called giants? I thought these were called hill giants. I know on old school RuneScape they're called hill giants. On this game they're just called giants, you know. Oh, what is this? A swarm, huh? Sure do hate swarms. You know, but yeah, I pretty much, you know, I pretty much, you know, think that RuneScape is a third person perspective on a much better life. Well, you know, what if you had to go into the cave and kill him yourself, or you can control? Oh, there we go. That is. Oh, I thought that was something good. Or you can like control like a little like character and like kill him from like a third party perspective. And you know, um so, you know, well, is like, well, it's not being a bitch. It's saying like King Black Dragon is pretty fucking scary, you know. And maybe not King Black Dragon, but like in what is a scary fucking boss? Like some of those dungeoneering bosses on RuneScape 3 probably wouldn't be like too fucking fun to face, like face to face. But, you know, playing a RuneScape character is like not as intimidating, and it's more like like they're not like scary monsters when it's just a video game, but it's almost like I am really in the dungeon killing like giants, you know. And here's like a zombie, you know, like if you could only imagine, like, it's like, oh, look at this zombie right here, you know. Would you like waltz up to a zombie in real life and just start like bashing him with your sword, like, and he can't like, I don't know, man, you know. I don't know, you know. I don't get all involved in like the politics of like, oh, you can't hit through my armor. I always think of like, he can't hit through my armor. I always think of it like, oh, well, my armor has defensive stats, and I'm really just this little sprite character right here with defensive stats versus like the giant, you know, and the giant just can never win because I have defensive stats, you know. It's about as far as I think it through, and it's a dumb, mindless little fucking game. It's a dumb, mindless little fucking game, and you know, doesn't require very much like brain power. And me personally, like I don't even like I don't even like you know doing like push-ups in real life, let alone like crawling into a dungeon and like killing like giant ogres with giant clubs trying to like eat my ass. So, you know, like yeah, like whenever I work out, I don't do like regular push-ups. I do like push-ups like off of like a bar, you know. I do like barbell push-ups, I call them, like push-ups off the rail, you know. Um, I do like, it's like, uh, I even do like push-ups off my knees, you know. Um, no, I don't think I'm very much of like a pansy. I just don't like to physically exert myself. Yeah, I think we're all kind of that way. Is like a born like fucking athlete gets all my respect because it's like I think that is like a fucking mark of a warrior right there. Is someone who really likes to like work hard and like do intense shit. I like to do like mentally intense shit. You know, I really like thinking a lot. I like doing like challenging things. I actually sometimes I do math like just for fun. I really like Sudoku and like uh, crossword puzzles and like I really like Sudoku and like crossword puzzles and like I don't like doing things like physically exerting though. That's why bodybuilding is really the sport for me. Like power and strength training. Like all you gotta do is like lift the weights and you're fine. Um, all you gotta do is like lift the weights and you're fine. You know, and drink the protein drinks. You know, um, uh, it's like one thing I really don't like is people that think RuneScape is for fags. The one thing RuneScape is not, I think, dragons get a bad rep. Like Dungeons and Dragons was a fucking dorky game. Perhaps is like gets a bad rep as well. Uh, Dungeons and Dragons was probably, if it's anything like RuneScape and how RuneScape sometimes gets a bad rep, Dungeons and Dragons was probably like fucking awesome. I don't like anything with the word dragon in it because of Dungeons and Dragons. Did they make that game like specifically for like fags? I don't know. Uh, um, if I don't think people that play Dungeons and Dragons are fucking fags. I think that dragons are actually pretty cool when maybe like being a dragon would be pretty cool. Dragons are fucking badass. Imagine like killing a fucking dragon, and that's what we do on RuneScape all the time. So Dungeons and Dragons, probably is like pretty cool, but board games also probably like suck ass. And I wouldn't want to be like laying like giant tiles on the floor and like playing like dice. As like Dungeons and Dragons probably doesn't look like it's a game for like it's probably a good game. I don't think Dungeons and Dragons is for fags anymore. Because when I think about what people think about me when they find out I play a lot of RuneScape, is people think like it's a game for fags, and well, they know I'm not a fucking fag, and RuneScape is fucking awesome. I also work out. I worked out for 9 hours today. On the average day, I work out for like, probably about like 2 hours. I eat like high protein. I eat like clean and take like protein and talk to bitches, and I get like digits all the time, and maybe I don't get laid every fucking day, but at least not with someone new every fucking day. But every now and then, I get lucky. Uh, us here in the less fortunate land call it like getting lucky. I get lucky like every now and then. I talk to girls. I have like relationships and a life, but I play RuneScape too. I have like a business and career and children and fucking things going on. It's like, if it's one thing, I'm not a fucking fag. RuneScape is a third-party view. There's like a third world, like a third bird's eye view on like a fucking world that I would love to live in real life. But it's even better playing as your little like RuneScape character, you know. And I think it's awesome, and the economy in the game, like, the goals in the game is to like get rich and get levels and level up skills, and to be like, to one day like be like really fucking good at the game. And to me, it's not about being the best, it's just about like being up there with all the others that are like really good at the game. And basically, I think most of us that play RuneScape, we just want to be good at the game. We don't want like the accolade of being like the best, or even like one. If you're good at the game, you're considered like one of the fucking best. If you have like a maxed character, or at least like 80 on this particular version of the game, if you have like 80 base stats, which I currently do not, if you have like 80 base stats, that makes you like a fucking savage, you know, rather than being like a fucking dork. It makes you actually like a fucking savage. As long as you don't take the game too fucking serious and like you lose out on like money and like health and relationships because of it, and like as long as you don't like nerd out too much, you'll be alright, you know. I don't lose sleep over this fucking game. I think that's pretty important. If you do, that makes you like an elite, really. In business, I lose sleep over business. I lose sleep over my kids. I don't lose sleep over RuneScape, and I think for most of us, that's what makes it really like separates the kind of the more like unrighteously like dedicated versus the average person that plays the game to like have fun and stuff. And you know what I learned in business is in RuneScape and in everything is basically if you can dedicate yourself to something, you could get really fucking good at it. But it takes sacrifice, blood, sweat, tears, years, pain, sleepless nights. And God will, you know, honor what you put into whatever it is you do. I think the more you put into it, the more you get out. For me, you know, I worked out today for like 9 hours. It was the longest workout of my life, actually. It's kind of funny I made this video today. It was my first time taking pre-workout in like 9 years. You know, so I started like taking like scoop after scoop of pre-workout, like pretty much like every hour taking like another scoop of pre-workout. And wound up having like a 9-hour arm workout. So, yeah, that's one thing that is kind of like, you know, I don't like, it's kind of one thing is I don't like, people that talk shit about like MMORPGs is because maybe RuneScape is not the perfect game, but it's pretty fucking good and it's fun and it's a dumb little game that you can get really good at it like slowly but surely over a long period of time. And I don't like slowly but surely over a long period of time, you know, you can get good at it, and it's all about you know, the love for the game, you know. Um, and cool thing about RuneScape is like the economy is what makes it really fucking worth it, you know. Iron Man mode, I guess, is all about like having other people think you're cool. You know, it's all about like having other people think you're cool. And for me, I really like main characters or accounts because it's all about like getting rich and socializing and kind of like, you know, you could have like you could have like you know, a whole like life on the game, you know. And you could have like a whole life on the game, you know. And it's all about, you know, being the fucking man, you know, just like in real life, except being the fucking man on RuneScape is like, for example, you know, Dragon Longsword is a big red fucking badass fucking sword that just annihilates enemies. And it's a dragon poison dragon dagger is like a dirty rotten motherfucker that poisons your enemies and like has like a double attack that fucking you whip out your dragon dagger and like special attack your hill giants. And yeah, I don't truly think that people get it, what people that play RuneScape feel about the game, how we truly actually like dedicate like such a sincere like amount of our lives and a sincere part of our like imagination into like thinking about the game and feeling about the game and wishing that we had like certain things. It's kind of how like I started my career, was like really taking into some serious consideration like all the things that I want in my life. At this point, you know, I'm happy if I have like a beer or maybe like 2 beers every day and like my fucking RuneScape and an internet connection and like a roof over my head and a laptop. And of course, if you have a laptop, you can't use the trackpad. You gotta have like a mouse, you know. Um, you know, just that's like, to me, that's like having it all, you know. Uh, I don't really like, you know, take too kindly to people, you know, talking shit about people who play RuneScape, you know. Because back when I was in high school, if you played RuneScape, you were considered like a fucking fag, and then I was actually a fucking cool kid. I was was actually a fucking cool kid, so I had to like conceal and hide the fact that I played RuneScape because then I would stop being cool. And then as we get older, I don't give a shit what people think about me anymore. I've seen the top and I've seen the bottom of like popularity, and I think I just want to be me, you know, and part of being me is fucking RuneScape.